108. And we've gone up another 100,000 since I took that snapshot. So yeah, but anyway, so hey people, we are going to get rolling here. I'm gonna go ahead and kick it off. We've got 50. I think that is enough to get the show on the road anyways. So, and yes, this is being recorded. So keep that in mind, everyone, that after the fact, if you have prospects who are potentially going to be looking at this, or that you want to see this call so that they can watch a webinar overview like this, that I will have this up on my YouTube channel. And for those of you guys who do not know, I am a YouTuber. Yes, a crypto YouTuber. And as you can see here with my, like I said, my little emocon, or whatever you want to call this guy here. But yeah, so my YouTube channel is Experience Crypto 24/7. And you can, if you'd like, if you have your phone, if you're looking at PC anyways, you can hover your, open your camera and do the QR code here, which will take you right to my channel. Otherwise, just go to YouTube and type in Experience Crypto 24/7, and I will have this up not too long after we end the call. Usually it takes me a couple of hours to get it back up or to get it uploaded. So anyways, though, today we are going to do, and by the way, my name is Tomik. So for those of you guys who are wondering what my name is, I am Tomik Plummer. And yeah, so again, it's definitely a privilege to be here and sharing this overview with you guys and getting everyone up to speed, because, you know, as I say that, I mean, like we all know, I mean, you can't really do much of anything if you don't understand the process or the inner workings. And well, rather, you don't necessarily need to know the inner workings of a smart contract, because that is what Forsage is. It is a smart contract, decentralized application, AKA DApp. So those of you guys who are new to that, well, we are going to go into a quick, I have a video after this that I'll let you guys watch that will give a visual representation of what an audible explanation of what a smart contract is and how it would work even outside of something like this with Forsage. But again, as most of you guys know, you know that I'm sure everyone at this point knows that, you know, we're going through some hard economic times globally. And, you know, that is it's really a unique time for many reasons. But in particular for this platform that we have, it allows us to be able to share it more easily, because people are listening now more than ever. I mean, definitely as a whole, you know, some countries have had their hard times, but right now the entire world is going through this crisis, and not just the pandemic from the coronavirus, but from the policies that have been put into place. And a lot of people have, unfortunately, either had their hours rolled back, and many people have just outright lost their jobs, and they are perhaps behind on bills. So this is, you know, for right now, something that is, I think, a more immediate solution for people to find work, or an income rather. That does require a little bit of work. You know, this is something that, you know, I would want to underline the point of, you know, this isn't just a passive income that, you know, you may have been misled by someone who brought you to the call, perhaps, that, hey, just, you know, come on this call, and, you know, it's a real simple thing. It's just passive income. You don't have to do anything. There is a fair amount of work that has to go into it, but there are different levels of the work that has to go into it. But it does allow for us to have an online opportunity that can't be taken away from us, which is, you know, the beauty of this smart contract is that it cannot be shut down. We cannot be scammed, you know, quote unquote scammed, which is the most appealing part of it, is that, you know, the money that we put into this, it goes directly where it should, instantly, in terms of peer-to-peer. The payments are not centralized. Okay, so, but hey, let me go ahead and get started. I've rambled on long enough, and yeah, let's go ahead and get into this overview and get right through it. All right, quick little intro, everyone. All right, let's go ahead. Sorry, I'm gonna move on to the end of this thing here. All right, so let's go to this smart contract quick video. It's about 4 minutes, but it gives, like I said, a quick representation so people can understand how a smart contract works and really what it's all about. So let's go ahead and let that play.
What is a smart contract? A smart contract is an electronic contract registered in the form of a program code that independently executes the actions laid down in it, depending on the given conditions. A smart contract can't be changed after uploading to the blockchain network. A smart contract can perform any operations laid down in it in advance automatically, without human intervention. Example: car purchase and sale transaction. The buyer transfers the entire amount for the car to the address of the smart contract. From now on, the deal can be considered open. The contract code stipulates the conditions that the contract will transfer this amount to the seller's wallet only when the buyer is appointed as the owner of this car in the electronic database. Such a transaction will be considered successful, and both parties to the transaction will receive what they wanted. If something goes wrong, and the transaction period goes beyond the agreed framework, the amount will be returned to the buyer's wallet. During the transaction, both the buyer and the seller had a guarantor, in the form of an invisible assistant, a smart contract. The contract didn't take a penny for its service, and completed it quickly, safely, and as transparently as possible for everyone. Project advantages based on smart contracts. The main advantage of projects based on smart contracts is that the conditions are predefined and can't be changed. Anyone can see the code on which the smart contract is written. The code is in the public domain and contains all the conditions and details, like any paper contract. The next advantage is an almost unlimited duration. A verified smart contract exists as long as the blockchain in which it is loaded exists. And finally, is autonomy. Smart contracts don't require intermediaries. All operations between process participants are performed automatically, without the participation of an administrator. What is the difference between a project based on the smart contract and various hypes and projects with a common cash desk? As you already know, one of the conditions for a project to work on a smart contract is its autonomy and immutability. And the role of the administrator is only to write the working conditions of this smart contract and upload it to the network. Further, the interaction between the participants of this project takes place without the participation of the administrator, and it can't affect the movement of ETH coins between the participants' wallets, since the contract can only perform predefined functions in its code and nothing more. That is, if it is written in the smart contract code that the currency is sent from the wallet of the first user to wallet of the second user, then this is what happens. In projects in which you transfer your coins to the administrator's wallet, and then wait for the accrual of passive income in percent, most often huge, which means that with a very high probability these percentages can only be received for a short period. You risk that the administrator will disappear at some point along with your coins, and coins of other participants. Or by the fact that the claimed huge percentage will very quickly deplete the general cash desk, administrator's wallet, and payments will also stop. In both cases, you will lose what you invested in this project. Now compare the conditions for participation in projects on smart contracts and the conditions for participation in projects with a common cash desk. And make a decision for yourself in which projects and on what conditions you want to participate. I add that projects on smart contracts have a different principle for the distribution of coins.
All right, so that is what a smart contract is. And of course, you know, it does, well, in terms of, for us, it protects us from having our funds, and with the way that Forsage is designed, it is, as you can see, we're set up in a way that the Ethereum is person to person, peer to peer, right? So it doesn't go into a centralized location, you know, and of course, we do need to have a MetaMask to interact. Many of you already know that. You're familiar with MetaMask. It's an application that allows us to interact with the smart contract. And of course, this is on PC, and on mobile, you have your Trust Wallet. A lot of people who may not have access to a PC all the time anyways, or at all, people can just use this as well. Trust Wallet is a great application, and really the standard. I mean, these are the standards. I mean, sometimes people will ask, hey, can I use something else, or can I use this? Just take our lead on, and in terms of our advice with using trusted applications that have been around for years in the crypto space, and they are very credible and well-known, and do what they are designed to do. And of course, again, we are using Ethereum for this. For those of you guys, you know, as they talk about the coins that we're putting into, you know, into the smart contract, again, they don't go to a centralized location. The coins are then distributed accordingly to the appropriate partner. All right. So I am going to, usually I do these calls where I'm running through the PDF. Now I am using, use a PowerPoint that I've essentially had and we do have, probably John will put this here in the chat box so that people can, if you haven't already, downloaded the PDF. And it's very important that people go through the information that's there, the visual diagrams that explain, you know, how the process of the entire system works. Okay, but I will go through. I'm going to do it this way because I did it with my own power team, where I'm going to go through my own account because in there on the dashboard, I guess you would say your front office dashboard, there on one of the tabs at the very top, there are instructions that everyone can refer to. So if you don't have your PDF on hand, you can always refer to those instructions when showing this or sharing this with someone. So I'm going to go ahead and get right on over there and show the process of doing that. So give me 1 second here. And I'm also going to, just show the process of logging in so people understand now. For people who have already set up your account, as you know, you can effectively just come here. Yes, you could also put in your member ID and go to interview mode. Let me get this out of the way too, because people do oftentimes, unfortunately, come here and when they see their dashboard, in fact, let me do this with my own account and I'll show what I mean is that you can do this, come in to look at your account, right? So that takes me right to my account without actually logging in. All right, now I can look at anyone's account. All right, we can all do this. This is the other thing, the full disclosure and the fact that everything is there open with each person's account, that if you go there and you put in the number, you can then look at all of the information. You can click on the boxes. You can do a variety of things, but what you can't do is you can't upgrade, right? If I wanted to upgrade here where the pop-up for the shopping cart comes up, I can't click on that to upgrade because it will give me this message, all right? So it says purchase in view mode, not available. Please log in with your Ethereum wallet, which is what I'm going to do. So, but I will show examples because I'm going to bring some great examples for people to give them a reference for just the wide variety of members that we have who have different situations in terms of, you know, some people don't have any referrals at all. Some people have over 300 referrals that they've brought in, right? Personal referrals or partners, and we'll go through that. But I want to go ahead and show, like I said, the login process while I'm here and I'm at this stage. So what you would need to do is click on your MetaMask once you have installed it. And for those of you guys, you just type in metamask.io. John will, if you'd like to put that into the chat box, you can put that there for people who are not already members that would need to do that. And of course, likewise with your Trust Wallet, the process is basically the same. All right, now I will need to log out. Keep that in mind. All right, now I'm going to come in when I hit the register, or rather when I hit the click to register or upgrade. This will also take me to my account, but this is the side of the account where I can actually interact with upgrading if I were to do that right now, if I wanted to do that. So again, I'm here on my own account, and like I said, I'm going to go through the instructions and explain the system. Again, a little bit differently than I normally do with the PowerPoint presentation or PDF where I read through everything. I think this will help give people a better representation so that they understand what's working, or rather how it works and what's going on. So, you know, as I said before, this is a matrix marketing system, right? Because again, we do effectively do a network marketing with a digital product. And because a lot of people ask, well, what is the product? What is, you know, is this a company? It's really your own company. Okay. This smart contract is open to all people who want to get involved with it. All right. Now, again, that allows for anyone who has an internet connection, anyone who has a smartphone or a computer. And then when they download the necessary apps, like, as I said before, with MetaMask or with Trust Wallet, they can then engage with the contract. And of course, you do need to fund your Ethereum wallet with at least 0.05 Ethereum to register. All right. But so when we come into this, though, again, like as I said, it is a marketing system. Right. But yes, you can do this system without bringing in any referrals. We'll get into that here in a little bit. But when you register, you are effectively going into two programs at the same time. All right. Now, they really work simultaneously. They work in a way that when we come in and register, as I said before, you open up X3 and then you open up X4, and they do bring in money in terms of payments that are coming to you in parallel. Okay. Now on X3, there's one row with 3 positions, as you can see here, and on X4, there's 2 rows with 2 positions on the first row and 4 positions on the second row. Now, again, X3 is a active referral build. All right. Now, that means that, you know, as you can see, I have 35 people that I've brought in over the roughly 2 months that I've been a member myself. Now, those positions will get filled, each one, 2, 3, and then it recycles. And then 4, 5, 6, and then it would recycle, and so on. Okay, so that's how X3 will work. I'll go through more detail here in a second. And with X4, it's what's considered the team build, where it's a combination of people that you refer in yourself and who upgrade to the appropriate level. And they too could fill in these circles. But this is also where the spillover, where many people have heard like, oh, you'll get spillover. Spillover does come from, well, as it's called, overflow from above and from below, right? So that means that these positions can be filled with people from your own team, whether it's your upline or whether it's from below, from your referrals and your referrals, and so on and so forth. And these actually even can get filled up with people that are outside of your lineage, based on how the matrix ends up playing out. All right. So, but again, you are tied, as you can see here, with this chain, with your reference in terms of the affiliate link. As you can see here to the left, this is where you can find your affiliate link, by the way. You just would click on that, copy. And then, of course, that's what you share, and whether you're going to put it into a messaging app to share it with someone, whether perhaps you put it in a Facebook post, or you have it in a YouTube video in the description, or even comment section. And that's where people can click onto your link, right? And then once they click onto that link, they are forever connected to you and to the program via that link and that wallet, right? So they do have to have, again, an Ethereum wallet, a MetaMask in particular, or Trust Wallet that will always be connected to you. All right. And there are no expiration dates of these income slots. All right. Income slots, income streams, whatever you'd like to call them, a license, an income license, because it recycles, as you all saw on that last position, the third position on X3, and on this what would be sixth position on X4. Every time that gets filled, then it's going to recycle and start over and over again. And as you can see here, it's an unlimited amount of automatic reinvest. And that does happen automatically with respect to when that last position, that person comes in, whoever it might be, then it will automatically cycle. All right, so let me come on down and talk a little bit more about these slots overall. Okay, so there are 12 slots, AKA income streams. All right, now with each one, again, keep in mind that this is the value here, the 0.025 is a Ethereum value, right? So 0.05 Ethereum on the first income stream, all right? Because what happens is you actually pay that 0.05 Ethereum, and that effectively opens up half of that goes here and opens up income stream 1, and it also opens up income stream 1 on the other program, all right? So again, X3 and X4, that happens simultaneously, all right? So again, each of these income slots happens to be double what the previous income slot was before it. All right, now that also just, when doing the math, when you have two positions here filled, those two positions are actually exactly enough to upgrade to the next position. We'll talk more about upgrading here in a second, but you do need to go in sequential order. You cannot jump from position 1 to position 8 without first having purchased the other income stream licenses. All right, and once those income stream licenses are open, you are then forever entitled to payments at that appropriate level. All right, so again, let's say you open up all the way to income stream 6 on X3, every payment that comes in, and then again, when it recycles, each one of those payments would be 0.8 Ethereum, which is around $80-something right now with the value of Ethereum. And keep in mind that Ethereum is very undervalued. I think a lot of people who are new to cryptocurrency and new to just the fluctuation of Ethereum, or rather of cryptocurrencies overall. As you all know, many people know about Bitcoin, and that Bitcoin was up to $20,000 per Bitcoin back in December. We had a little run up back in December of 2017. Which brought up all of the other cryptocurrencies as well. All right, this was the glory days for a lot of cryptocurrencies, because ones that are not worth that much today were worth 10 times or more what they currently are. And again, cryptocurrencies do fluctuate quite a bit. So let's say 0.8 Ethereum, $80 could easily be 10 times that. I think Ethereum had an all-time high of around $1,700 per Ethereum. And we are definitely in position for Ethereum to explode back to that amount. But that also, keep in mind, right now, the entry level into this program is about $10 worth of Ethereum. 0.05 Ethereum is around $10. Now, if we wait another 2 months or however long it might be, the cost of Ethereum goes up. It could easily be double the amount that it currently is. $10 could easily be actually $20 to register with the program. So if you're on the fence, you don't want to kick the tires too long. Go ahead and get in into the system and not hesitate too much before taking advantage of the fact that Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies are low right now, relatively low. All right. So again, but X3, again, each one of these payments that you get in would be the appropriate, as you can see, whatever that income stream amount is. Likewise, with the income streams on X4, you also have 12 positions, making a total of 24 income streams that are happening, again, in parallel, right? Those payments are happening instantaneously in terms of when they get into your wallet. It happens within a few seconds, perhaps a few minutes, from the time that your referral or someone else in the system has paid into that particular position that they have. So let's come on down to the registration. Again, I already explained that it is 0.05 Ethereum, 0.05 Ethereum, which, as you can see here, is split into the two programs, all right, to activate both programs. Now, the way that X3 works, I already briefly explained it, but When you have a position filled here, that does go instantly into your Ethereum wallet, right? So your ID, again, it could be represented as your, or rather your member ID really ultimately represents your Ethereum wallet. Likewise, on the second position here, that payment will go instantly into your Ethereum wallet. All right, now on the third position, you are receiving that payment, but it is an auto reinvest. All right, so again, for people to be sure that you understand, when that third payment comes in, you are purchasing the license again from your upline. All right, and that does happen automatically because your upline, they also have the rights to that particular income stream. But again, you can effectively think of this payment is that third payment that comes in on X3 is the cost to reactivate and to recycle your income stream. And it does happen automatically. All right, so this is why it is a, an endless cycle. As I said before, the auto reinvest continue over and over again. I will bring up the caveat of the fact that after 2 recycles, if you've not yet upgraded, then your income stream at that level will go on a hold or pause or kind of a stasis where it's really incentivizing you to upgrade. So for example, if this were income slot 1 and then on income slot 2, if let's say you had a situation where you didn't upgrade to the next income stream after this cycles 2 times, then after the third, or rather after that final position is filled, then these circles will open up, but you won't continue to receive payments until you've upgraded to the next income slot. All right, so that is that. You guys can ask more questions on that if you'd like when we get to the end of the presentation. Now, X4, very similar in that, the payments come in, they go to the wallet, but as you can see, these 2 arrows for position 1 and position 2 actually will go to another partner, oftentimes your own upline, but this isn't always the case because on X4, the beauty of X4 is that it cycles through members. All right, so there is situations where, again, yes, you are connected to your upline and they are likely to be the first, let's say, wallet to be paid or to be connected on that first cycle. And again, on position 1, the payment would then go up to your upline. Position 2, the payment would then go to your upline. But on the second row, this is where your payments and you get paid are coming in at. But again, keep in mind that this could cycle to another, let's say on the second cycle, or perhaps even the third cycle, that it changes partners throughout the system. Okay, so however, though, you are paid regardless, you are paid on the second row, and that third, fourth, fifth, and sixth position, again, it is your money, but it is also an auto reinvest, okay, which reactivates the program, okay, or reactivates that particular income stream. And of course, you guys are watching on the right there, the bell, this this is actually connected to, it's a Telegram. There's also another point to make here about the Telegram bot, which be sure to enable your Telegram bot, this notification where all of the payments that come in, or if you have a new partner come in, reinvest, all of that will show up. And if you have your notifications on your phone enabled to, let's say, where it pops up on the screen as a banner or whatever the case is, you'll always see these. If you have an active account, you'll always see these type of messages popping up on your phone. And now, of course, it is here on the dashboard, but it shows the community's activity with respect to people who received right here, 0.025 Ethereum, someone who recycled, or someone who bought the slot X3. There was missed payments I saw not too far down here. Of course, we don't want to see too many of those, but missed payment, essentially someone overtook their partner and then a payment was missed. And whether or not it was a referral of a referral, but someone didn't have their income stream open, so they missed a payment is what it amounts to. All right, but let me continue on. And so with the X4, again, yes, you are paid on the second row. And again, that last position is what reactivates the entire cycle all over again. And the reinvest, as I already explained, of course, you do this final position over and over and over and over again. Okay, so if it happened to be 1, 2, third position would recycle, and then the positions would open up again, then filling up your 4th, 5th, 6th. Again, that's where it would recycle over again, 7th, 8th, 9th, all the way up to hundreds of people if you're bringing in referrals actively onto your X3. All right, and let's come on down to the upgrade. Now, the upgrade is very important, again, as I mentioned before, that it's something that, well, for people who don't want to miss payments, which I think pretty much is everyone, you don't want to get into a position where, now, as you can see, this hazard arrow is showing that once you have 3 positions that are filled up underneath you on X3, this will pop up indicating that the system is highly recommending that you go ahead and upgrade before one of your referrals does. Because if your referral buys the next basket, or buys the next income stream, then you don't have any rights to the payments of that transaction. Okay, so again, if let's say this third partner here, they decide to go ahead and upgrade, and it could be any one of these 3 positions or 4th or whatever the case is. If they don't upgrade, or rather if they upgrade and you haven't yet upgraded, you miss the payment and it will go up to your superior partner. All right, so let's say that your superior partner has opened up that 9th income stream, but yet you haven't. Well, when that partner, let's say your third referral, comes in to upgrade themselves, that payment goes to them. Or rather, that payment goes to, when I say them, it goes up to your superior. And likewise, if your superior hasn't upgraded, then the payment coming in from this person who upgraded would continue through until it hits someone who has in that upline, who has opened up that particular income stream. All right, so, and as you already saw, that you'll see this red icon with a white minus sign, meaning that you've lost profit. So now also another thing to point out is that when you do upgrade, okay, let's say you have a partner who's upgraded before you have, when you do finally upgrade to that position, the cycles will continue as normal, because what happens is going back to if you hadn't upgraded, every time that particular partner goes to the third position and recycles, whether they have referrals that are coming in under them, that third position would normally go up to you, right? But again, you miss it if you don't have rights to that income stream, okay? But once you do buy that income stream, then the cycles, every time that recycles, it will go up to you. Okay, and then likewise, all the other partners that then move up behind you to that next income stream, they then too have to pay you, and then you don't miss any payments with respect to being paid for your referrals to come in and buy that particular income slot. You'll also see that if you look in your statistics, that you'll see a gift box with this bow on the top there, that again represents that you have received a payment that was missed by someone else in your downline. All right, so the overflow, I did touch on that a little bit before, but it can be, again, that you fill up an X4, you can fill up these boxes with perhaps your own partners, or they can be filled from overflow from above, like referrals of your sponsor. Likewise, it can come from overflow from below, right? So your referrals, and when they get to a point of either recycling or buying an income stream themselves, it could fill in these particular circles. And you can see here that this pink or purple represents someone who's been overtaken, and that may end up falling into one of the positions underneath your income stream in X4. So that pretty much sums it up for the way the system works. Again, I wanted to give people just this reference that everyone has access to themselves, so that you can always come and show other people like, hey, this is how the system works, so on and so forth. Now, I do want to show some examples of, now I'm going to log out, and as I said before, you can look at any other account, but I did want to, not to put anyone on blast, but again, we all have access to everyone's account anyway, so I don't really think that I'm, when I say putting someone on blast, you know, in terms of embarrassing them. But I'm going to show examples, because this is something that, you know, I think it's important that people do get a visual example so that they can see, you know, for themselves, like what's going on with either missed payments or the fact that maybe you don't have a lot of partners, but you've earned a pretty significant amount. Now, this example here, you know, they have, in fact, I'll even click off this, because you can click onto the ID for people who maybe want to do some marketing, you know, and they don't want to show their ID. You can click on the ID, as I just did, or tap on it if you're on phone, and it'll give asterisks in place of the number. So regardless of who and what number, this number ID this is, this shows an example of, you know, they only had 6 partners and they'd earned, you know, $4,300, $4,332 worth of Ethereum, right? 20.875 Ethereum, which is great. You know, that's really, it just goes to show you don't have to have 20 people or, you know, 40 people to bring in money, right? Now, of course, the other thing to see here is to note is that they have this hazard arrow. It says that, you know, you missed a payment from a participant when they upgraded to 12, or the 12th income stream. Now, this person, they perhaps were just not in a position to buy or go through each of the other income streams as well to purchase, for example, you know, 8 and then 9 and so on. And that missed payment, unfortunately, you know, that was just something that, well, that's just how the game is played, so to speak, that you don't want to find yourself in a position where you're missing a lot of payments. In fact, I'll show, you guys can come here as well on the financial statistics. There's a lot of different things that you can do here. You can click on showing the incoming, which program, which slot, and so on. I'm just going to click on here, lost profits, because I think this really drives the point home for people. And you have to click on the blue apply button. But this drives the point home of how much money. Okay, now this is probably over $20,000 or more of missed profits. Yeah. So you heard me right. Okay, now this is, you know, 0.4 Ethereum, 0.4 Ethereum, 0.8, 0.8, 1.6, 3.2, 0.8, 6.4. Now, a lot of this, you know, was because, you know, they had, like I said, one of their partners who came in and really did a great job of coming into the program, taking it serious, upgrading through the various positions that they did, and, you know, moving up through the system. And that effectively, well, their upline missed out on those payments because they hadn't yet upgraded themselves. All right. So that just, again, brings the point home for a lot of people. Let me back out and show, though. And this also goes to show that, you know, where people are like, oh, it's a, you know, it's a pyramid kind of thing where, you know, if you come in late or after your upline, you can't overtake, or not overtake them necessarily, but, you know, for example, you can't make more than the person who brought you in. Well, clearly that's not the case. All right. So as you guys can see, 1, 2, 3, that partner who came in and has upgraded to level 12 on X3 and on X4, they themselves have already earned $78,000, right? They registered a little over a month ago, and they've already earned what many people would take 3 years to earn that amount of money. You know, so that just goes to show that, you know, this really is a program that is well designed, that you can come in and, based on your work ethic, you come in and work, you know, at a level where, well, and again, I want to show another example for people to see that you don't necessarily have to have maybe even any referrals. Okay, let me show this of another partner who has they registered, they only have their first income stream open on X3, but as I scroll down here, you can see that they opened up all the way to income stream 7. Okay, now that allowed them to receive spillover, right? As you can see that these positions were then filled in. Now, for example, on their third slot here, it actually recycled. You can see that 1 for how it recycled through. But however, they don't have any partners. As you can see, the number here next to the partners is 0 because they don't have any personal partners that came in. This is like all spillover, right? Because again, they don't have any partners, but yet their circles are filling up. And these payments that have come in are payments either from overflow from their active team, which is another important, point, caveat, if you will, to be sure that you come in here wise enough to know that you're in a team that either you're going to build or that you're in an active team where you're in a position to receive spillover either from above them or from below as that person above you's team starts to grow, right? And you find yourself in a position to receive payments. Again, here, because they had the 7th income stream open, they received payments here. To those 2 payments there, it's roughly each payment is $300 and let's say $50. Okay, so that's $700 right there that they received, and they will continue to receive. These slots do not burn out. They don't fade and then die out. Because they now have these slots open, they'll always receive payments at these particular income slots, but they won't receive any payments here, obviously, because there are no partners coming in. All right, so just wanted to make sure that people, see that you don't necessarily have to start finding, because a lot of people come in, I'm not a team builder, I can't find partners, and so on and so forth. I would say not to use it as an excuse. If you're, for example, this particular person, you can show someone, hey, look at how much I've earned, so on and so forth. That would be a partner that they could bring in once they showed this to, one of their colleagues or family or friends or whatever the situation might be. And then that person who they tell or they show might want to come in. And that could be their very first referral just based on showing them how well they've done with bringing in income like this. I want to show what's another, this one, hang on one second. I'm going to log out again. And this shows an extreme example opposite to what the last person that I showed was. Now, you can see this person is certainly been on the ball with working and getting people into the system. Now, again, I don't know whose account this is. And that's the other thing about having a crypto wallet, this, MetaMask, Ethereum wallet or trust wallet, that your account is anonymous, right? With respect to, no one knows exactly who you are unless you show people and you identify yourself. For example, I've shown my own account so people can, put 2 and 2 together and know that, the account that they saw is who, is hosting this particular call. But however, doesn't matter. The point that I'm trying to make here is that here's this person that came in and is working extremely hard. They went ahead and by bringing people in, they had money coming in, whether it came out of pocket or whether it came out of their referrals. As they brought referrals in, they were able to easily push through and upgrade to positions as high as 12, right? Which is the last position that you can upgrade to. Likewise, on X4, they're receiving a good amount of spillover. You can see that they've actually done a more effective job in terms of the amount earned, $57,000 worth of Ethereum from all of the hands-on active referral bringing that they've done. All right, and so likewise here on X4, they brought in near to that same amount through their own efforts as well as spillover. Okay, so that's definitely something to consider when you come into the program and everything in between, right? That you could come into this program and, well, you can open up income streams on X4 as high as you're able to go and really increase your chances of receiving spillover as opposed to if you didn't open up any income streams. It's a lot of people, and you know who you are. You come into the program, you open up income stream 1, and then you don't talk about it. You don't get involved with trying to market it online, and you're upset with the program because you're not receiving spillover. Well, if you only have income stream 1 open on X4, which is the only place you're going to receive spillover, you're receiving, even if you do receive payments, you're receiving in a payment of $5 here, $5 there, $5. At the end of the day, $15 really isn't that much, but it does happen to be enough for you to upgrade to the second position. right? Even just 2 of those payments is enough to upgrade to the second position. So for people who are, let's say pocketing the earnings that they're getting here and not upgrading, you're not following the system, and you're really doing yourself, you're doing your finances harm, right? You're not building this business with the profits that come into this. And those profits, I mean, again, people are coming into this. People also want to say that, hey, well, you've got to bring people in for this to work. What company, name me one, that doesn't have to have customers and that doesn't have to have incoming revenue to continue to grow the business? Name me one. You guys type one in the chat box if you know of a business that doesn't need customers. Yeah, I'll let you guys think about that and come up with something. So effectively, again, you are building your own business with Forsage with respect to building these income streams that are perpetual. They will continue over and over and over again. All right. Now, especially if, again, you have upgraded and you've gone through these cycles, you're finding yourself in a position to always receive varying amounts of income and progressively higher as you move up through the system. So that, again, concludes really what I wanted to talk about. If you guys have questions, which I'm sure there likely are some questions about the overview, please don't hesitate to ask. Now, we can open your mic, or we can answer the question in chat if you're not so comfortable speaking. But yeah, we love for people to get involved and get active. This shows a bit about the kind of coming to the table, bringing something to the table with respect to speaking up and asking questions. Now again, we're not saying that you have to ask questions. Perhaps I answered all of your questions just with the presentation, but by all means, there's no excuse for your situation if you understand everything and how it works, and you want to earn here, because it is most definitely a powerful system. I've been, as I said, I'm a crypto YouTuber, and I have, in fact, let me cut my camera on. But again, as a crypto YouTuber, I am still involved with other programs, whether they're passive or active. But you do have to understand here that with Forsage, the beauty of this system is that you can't be scammed out of your money. All right. What goes into this immediately goes to the appropriate partner, and you are entitling yourself with a digital license to be able to earn over and over and over again. So it really is, yeah, I mean, people don't sleep on what a unique opportunity this is. I mean, I have to say, this by far, each day, it becomes more and more clear to me how, this really ranks probably to the highest position that it could with respect to being the best program that I've ever found. So please do open up those questions. I don't mind.
We have 2 questions. I'm unmuting Paul Williams. Paul, go ahead.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much, John. Thank you very much, Crypto24. Didn't catch the name at the beginning, but
no, it's Tommy. No problem.
Thank you. Yeah, I was on a call earlier today with you. You give such an eloquent and succinct presentation. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
You did ask how you can put this program into this project and not invite anybody. Could you please do me a huge favor and log into ID 778's account so that people on the call can see that even if you don't bring anybody into the program, you can still make substantial ETH out of it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Let me go ahead and do that. And yeah, we'll reiterate this for people. Look at how many people this ID has brought in. All right. Can you guys say that with me? 0. All right. But they have on X4 opened up their income streams because it requires, just like many other, I mean, what other, let's say even passive platforms where you have to buy a package, you got to buy a 2-month package, or you got to buy a 90-day package. And you, again, if you put $10 into some passive program, you're earning pennies. Let's be honest. Now we have other people that are easily, willing to put in $1,000, right? They buy a couple of packages, or they buy the $1,000 packages. that give them 3% per day, right? We all know of these, what's called high yield investment platforms, AKA hype. Now that is, it's not the situation here. For one, these are endless cycles, right? This person has spent, roughly maybe $500 to open up these income streams or so, maybe 600 or more, but not much more than that. And they are forever entitled to this cycling over and over again, even if they don't get a referral. But I guarantee they will likely get a referral before long. Sorry, Paul, go ahead. We muted him. Hang on a second. Let me unmute. Paul?
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much for that very, very clear pictorial and visual representation of what a beautiful project like this can help people do. And you're absolutely right. I mean, unless you live in a cave, in the woods, in a log cabin where there's no Wi-Fi, or under a rock, unless you're in one of those three situations, there is really no excuse not to share the Forsage video. Explain to people you can come in with like £9, $10, 0.05 Ethereum, and set yourself up for a recurring passive income. Okay, obviously you need to keep a lookout. You need to upgrade. Don't forget to upgrade, folks, because if you don't upgrade, you're going to miss those payments. And as we saw earlier on, how many payments did that guy miss? Oh my Lord!
Into the 20,000th worth of dollars.
Yeah, that's a Corvette. That's a nice little car to run around with. But folks, this is something you can do at home. There's 2 billion people on Facebook. Pick up the phone and start dialing. Yeah.
Yeah, Paul, man, you're doing a great job. We got to get you running these Zoom calls, man. You got great enthusiasm. I love it. Yeah. Oh, did we? Or he's muted again? But however, and again, and the opposite situation too. Let's say that you're not in a position to open up those income streams on X4, right? Well, there you go. You need to go ahead and start taking action, right? And then when people see, and you can use other people's accounts just as I did, leverage what screenshots, and for people who don't know how to take screenshots, if you have Windows, here's how you do it, right? If you don't already know, because a lot of people are like, I don't know how to take a screenshot. How do you do that? You can come to your programs, okay, look under your accessories, and then you'll find this snippet tool, all right? No excuses. You can easily go ahead and, let's say, take this screenshot here, copy it. That's where the copy button is. Boom. Throw it into, for example, let me open up Telegram, right? I'll throw it into, I have an additional account here of my own. I'll throw it in there. Boom. Show the screenshot. And then someone can see, wow, how much is that? $1,500 this person's earned? How did they do that? And you open up the conversation. It's real simple to do. If you're not in a position to open up those positions, well, no excuse. If you can't share it, then, it's basically like the situation goes that you are, you are responsible for, changing your situation. No one's going to come into your house and get on your computer and start sharing this with people for you, right? And if they're doing that, then they should be the one who's making the money, right? So, this is how it works. And again, people want to complain that, oh, you've got to bring people in. As I said before, you guys tell me what business that you know of, Starbucks, McDonald's, Target, whatever country you're in, right? I'm thinking of American companies, but companies that are going to be able to survive without people coming in there and purchasing the products. Tell me one. Okay, so anyways, though, that's what's going on here. We have a digital license that you are then being able to share with people, and they can choose. There's no forcing, right? But once they buy that digital product, they are forever entitled to an income stream. It doesn't get any more simple than that, ladies and gentlemen. It does not. But, like I said, we can't, show up to your house and do the work for you if you are, in that kind of position where you're, making excuses about being able to share this with people. And again, you have that flip side of it, that if you don't want to share it with people, but you have the funds because so many people are so easy to throw $1,000 into a program, and they actually can't afford to throw $1,000 into a program. That's what really, and I've been guilty of that myself, where, who can afford to lose $1,000? This has happened, unfortunately, multiple times where I've put money into a program, hoping it works out as good as it does. And then at the end of the day, this centralized situation ran off with money that you really couldn't even afford to put into the program anyways, right? Well, that can't, first of all, even happen here, right? And again, yeah, I mean, you really are in a position that doesn't dry up, right? Once you get into one of these positions, it doesn't burn out. So anyways, more questions. Sorry, I ramble on. I get so passionate about this stuff. Try to make a point.
We got a Mark Orcho with a question. I'm muting now. Mark, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Hi there, Tomek. I just recently joined the program, not even a week yet, but I just want to understand. So I understand the X3 is direct referrals, and the X4 is more along the passive side. But when you go through this cycler, so I've had one of my IDs go through the cycler already on the X4, and so I'm going back through for the second time. The people that I bring into the program, when they cycle out on their X4, do they come back underneath me again, like my second time through?
Good question, because I actually raised this point earlier when I was saying that you don't always on X4. Let me come to my own account just to get back to, and as you can see, I will need to log in again. You do need to sign in, as they say. Easy process, boom, and then you're in. Why is this popping up again? Okay, so anyway, no, is this, hang on. Yeah, this is my account. Let me click on at the asterisk. Keep in mind, people, like I said, click on that if you want to take your ID out so people can't see it, or unclick it. And yeah, so, but your question is, for people who come in as a referral, are they always going to be tied to you? Not necessarily, and oftentimes not, because the entire income slot will cycle through to another person. I mean, you can click on the box there, and I just clicked on that there. You can see this ID. All the payments that have come in here are going to this particular ID here, which is far behind me in the member ID line, right? As me being 5346, this person is 29,558, but yet they are receiving payments at that level because this has cycled. Okay, so I hope that answers your question.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think you have. But in the X3, the people follow me for sure.
Always.
Okay.
If,
all right.
keep in mind, if you have upgraded to the appropriate income stream, if you, let's say, for example, have referrals who upgrade before you do, okay, whether it's the second income stream or third income stream, whatever, if you don't upgrade to that next income stream, but they do, well, first of all, you don't get the payment. Why would you? Because you haven't paid for that particular income stream. And then every time that they cycle people through for their own referrals, normally when on that third position, that would come up to you, right? Because you've paid for that position. So they have to repay you for that position. But again, if you haven't paid for it, then you don't get the recycle either. And then you also can, once you do purchase that income stream, then you are then going to reactivate the normal sequence of things, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you're playing catch up at that point, but once you're aligned back with them in terms of how far they are and how far you are, they fall back under you.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to wrap my head around the X3 process and people following you, and the X4 if they follow you or not. So now you've made it clear to me.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Okay. Thank you.
Tomek, we got the Raymond Khan with a question. I'm muting. Raymond, go ahead.
Awesome. Thanks for a fantastic presentation once again. Really, really good. Enjoyed it earlier and once again now. And just two things. I wanted to, first of all, say that, you know, there is quite a few people that are going to jump on this and they think to themselves they're not a networker, which I don't believe that there is such a thing as someone that's not a networker. But so be it. They say they're not a networker, they can't build business, and they go in with their times 4 spots. Now, the exciting thing about this, if I can ask you quickly, just for argument's sake, I've got Netflix open in front of me right now. Do you have a favorite series that you watch?
Me, you're asking?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Have you ever told a friend or a family member to watch that series?
I know the point that you're getting ready to make, but yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So basically, the reality is you might not be a builder, but all of a sudden you see the stream of income coming in. It is going to start bubbling. The excitement's going to bubble so much on the inside of you that you're going to share it. Just because you believe in it, just because you're not trying to recruit anyone, you're sharing something that is changing your life. And because of that, that is just a proven point that you're a networker. You've been a networker your whole life anyway. And there, suddenly, times 3 kicks in. So you might start off just working the time 4 passive income. But anyone that comes into this will definitely have a time 3 kick in, be it immediately or be it later when their time 4 actually works for them, which is incredible. I joined this and I can kick myself, Tomek. I can literally kick myself. I've been researching this now for 3 months. And literally reading up and watching videos and asking questions and everything. And, you know, I just didn't join. I had 110 different excuses. And last night I decided, you know what, I'm joining. And now I can kick myself because of 3 months of losing out. Within 20 minutes, literally 20 minutes, I got my $15 back.
Exactly. There you go.
Minutes. And by today, I mean, I've lost track, but I've made quite a bit of money. In half a day, I think I already quadrupled what I put in, which is insane. So, yeah, just to encourage everyone that's on the call.
Amen. I appreciate that, Raymond. I mean, and this is what brings me so much confidence, you know, with respect to, as a YouTuber, I've done YouTube videos for 2+ years where I didn't do on-camera videos, right? And now here I am hosting Zoom calls. Why? Because I have that much faith. Why was I not doing it before? Because we all know that, you know, a lot of these platforms, it's like I don't know if it's going to be here tomorrow, maybe. So you don't want to be you know, at the, the first to get the kick in the, you know, whatever, because people are pissed. But with this program, for one, people, there's no getting pissed about it. We've already, like, you know, exemplified why there's really no excuse. And for two, no one is running off with your money. So you can't get mad at some admin who, you know, you don't know anyways, or whatever the case is, for, oh, they ran off with my money. The only person you can get mad at on this program is yourself. That's it. End of the day. So, I mean, again, you know, yeah, as Raymond was saying that, well, and again, hey, it's never too late, man. The fact that you came in when you did after doing 3 months and, you know, of kind of kicking the tires and all that, man, as there's examples I showed, that person who had earned, who had 300 and something referrals, right, that they came in just a month ago, a little over a month ago, and they've already earned over $100,000, ladies and gents. Okay, so it doesn't, you know, these examples can't be any more, you know, I can't stress any more than these real-time examples that I've just shown you. Beyond that, you know, what you do with it is, it's up to you. But the opportunity is here. This is why, again, I'm confident in making, you know, these videos and, you know, presenting myself now on camera, because it gives us an actual solid program. And the thing is, all of us know, you know, that something like a program like this, we'd all love to get behind it. But unfortunately, so many people have been burned by some program that they jumped in, you know, when they were in some Facebook group and everyone's dropping all these Telegram links. I know, I'm in this world, so I see it all the time. You're getting, you know, like bombarded with programs where people are bringing you no proof, or they're bringing you screenshots of stuff that you know is not their account, you know, and they're holding, like, you know, bunches of, you know, dollar bills that, you know, it's not even them in the picture. et cetera, right? And here we actually have something that you can show in real time, not only your account, but your upline's account, or people who are not even in your upline, from the very first member ID to the very last with, which we're on 76,000, or whatever it is, members who've come in. And believe me, this has only just begun. As Lotto says, he's actually not on the call yet. I don't know, is Lotto on the call actually, John?
Yes, he is.
Oh, okay. I need to bring him in as a, I know he probably doesn't want to talk anyways. Where is he? Let me find him right quick. But again,
I can unmute him.
Oh, okay, yeah, go ahead.
Hello, Lado.
Hello.
There he is. There he is. Yeah, he knows that he's got nothing to worry about with respect to me keeping this call going. Yeah, I definitely. So I get passionate about this because this is something that is as Lotto has said, we're only just getting started. We really are still effectively in pre-launch, as you said, right, Lotto?
Yes, of course, because there are many things that we just preparing. These things that will work very powerful, I'm sure.
I think that's
for what about IPFS? It is a long story because it is not so easy as we wanted, but it will be ready soon. The nearest is crowdfunding. I already told about it. As you know.
You mean like the closest comparison to like is that what you mean, that it's you could compare Forsage to like crowdfunding?
Crowdfunding, yes. Forsage is already working as crowdfunding platform, but we need form for this on the side.
Gotcha.
It will help people to understand the idea of this business.
Yeah, and that's the thing that, for a lot of people, they're wondering like, oh, is it legit, and so on and so forth, is crypto. I mean, again, there are countries that are, trying to put a ban on crypto, but I think at this point, we already have in the United States Congress, them making petitions, or not petitions, but trying to get things written into, passed through Congress, where effectively they're going to be, trying to push through a digital dollar, and that's cryptocurrency. I mean, again, so this stuff isn't going away. Cryptocurrency isn't something that, and especially right now, we're in kind of the wild, wild west of cryptocurrency, but, this is also the time of the greatest opportunity. Don't be behind the curve on this, because you're still very much, the fact that many of you who are on this call are listening to this kind of information, you are on the forefront of a new paradigm in terms of like, transacting with, digital currencies. It's already happening. I mean, we've already been into it for years now. I wanted to show this IPFS for people, what Lotto was talking about. And what this is their, I guess the, Lotto, is this, how would you explain this particular website? This is just like are these the developers of IPFS who are explaining to people how it works and so on? Sorry. No, I'm asking, so you're familiar with this page, yes?
No, it is just about it.
Right.
Just about it.
But the IPFS.O, which is Interplanetary File System, but this explains how the concept works. Essentially, you're putting the website, right? As many of you know, as I've already explained, that Forsage, the smart contract, the AKA DApp, it is on a decentralized blockchain, which is the Ethereum network.
Surprised it is more safe for NSA.
Right. The website, when it goes to IPFS, that it will be, like you said, more safe and so on.
Of course, yes. It is new technology. I think it is future of internet. will be one of the first who using it.
I've seen videos on, I brought this up once before on another call that if you guys, most people know, if you, again, you go to YouTube, you can find out. In fact, let me show for people, hang on, just go to YouTube and type in, hang on one second. Yeah, this is one of the interviews that I did with Lotto once upon a time ago. But you can come here and check out, there are many other people that are already on board with this. There's developers and from even Netflix, right? Even Netflix is looking into doing something like this to be able to get their user interface on this, effectively getting the website to where it is in a decentralized system, right? And this, I'm not going to go through the videos, but it just shows a compilation of various developers who are showing and explaining, you know, their experience thus far and how really, as Lotto said, things are moving in this direction for essentially the HTTP format for websites will actually be shifted into this IPFS. If I'm not mistaken, John, also, I guess you can comment on that as well, what your kind of, you know, summarization of it is.
Well, in short, IPFS actually makes what Forsage is being decentralized. At the moment now, Forsage website is hosted. When they move to IPFS, the website will be decentralized, means it will be safe from hacker attacks or DDoS or being able to put down, because technically you have to shut down all the millions of computers which is running this IPFS to make it shut down. So it increases the safety of the website and makes it on its own, basically.
So at the end of the day, your business is protected in two ways. For one, you know, the contract itself, in fact, let me come to the contract. I think this is the easiest way to find the contract, at least for me. You can see here where the transactions have gone. This also shows the contract address here, as you can see. Going to forsage.io, which was just recently, as Lotto gave us the announcement that, you know, it had been officially verified on Etherscan. But as you can see there, you know, again, this is on the blockchain. You can see also too, in terms of money doesn't go into the contract. You know, as Lotto has explained multiple times, that the company, well, there is no company, but that the contract does not accept any money. Okay, so there's no argument about someone saying, oh, well, the money goes here and, you know, like, blah, blah. No, the money gets distributed according to the execution of this smart contract. End of story. And it's decentralized, so it's always going to be there and available, right? So your income streams are always going, right? People are going to have to take down the Ethereum network if they want to take down, you know, the contract in some way, and it's not going to happen. Sorry. You know me, Lotto. I could go on and on, dude. Hey, other questions, because we've been on the call now for how long?
1 hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah, so we like to try to wrap these up, you know, around an hour or so. But if there are other questions, please do not hesitate to ask.
No questions.
All right, another powerful presentation coming to a close, I suppose. Hey, but anyways, though, so, you know, these webinars, they are recurring weekly. I will be doing them on Wednesdays with these presentations, and doing them on Saturdays for marketing and strategies and just different things that, you know, when people may not have an idea about how to approach it. Well, I'll show some real examples, you know, real-time examples of how to, whether it's, you know, get this information and do like call to action Facebook post, you know, again, how to go through, whether it's using OBS, which is how to record your screen so you can make YouTube videos and then, you know, get this out to other people and things like that. So I do that on Saturday. And then, of course, you know, I run my own Zoom calls, or rather for our own team, I run Zoom calls throughout the week as well. So we will have this uploaded. As I said, this entire call has been recorded. I'll get it uploaded as soon as possible. And yeah, I just want to thank all of you. Thank you, Lado, for you and the team putting this together, going through the hundreds and thousands of hours worth of time that has been put into this, based on you guys' experience. Collectively thousands of hours worth of time that has gone.
One more question from somebody called Note 9. Should I take it?
Yeah, sure. Let's get him on. We'll go for another question.
Okay. Note 9, please speak up.
Yeah, this is David. Hello.
Hey, yep, we can hear you.
Yeah, it's David from South Africa.
Welcome.
Yeah, I've just joined like 2 days ago from this other lady from United States of America. So my question here, I'd like just to know, because I'm new and it's like I don't have any idea about this whole thing, the Forsage thing.
Yeah.
So my question is, how would you buy or earn the Ethereum?
How do you buy Ethereum?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I mean, like the basics for the beginners.
Well, you'll have to look. There is a list.
Yes.
Are you already a member of the Forsage official Telegram group? Are you?
Yes. I did that yesterday.
Okay. Now there is a list that has been shared there.
Yes. Yes.
John can put it in the chat box for us now.
Yes.
I like to show people, one that is, I think, relatively probably the simplest. Let me go ahead and minimize these windows here on the side and show, that this is a way that you can actually use and there are a few that I've heard of, but this one is one of it's been around I think probably the longest with respect to, they convert, you can use a certain, type of cryptocurrency and then convert it into another, but they also have a credit card payment processor that allows you to use either Visa or MasterCard. Right? As you can see here, they do accept Visa and MasterCard, and effectively 3 simple steps, right? You put in how much you would like to, could be $50. And then this is already in Ethereum, I think there. And of course, you'd have to have your Ethereum wallet set up, right? So I can do this real quick. Click on there, come and then put that my Ethereum address there, and then hit continue. That'll take me to where you would enter your card information. And again, it doesn't get much easier than making an online purchase, right? We all go to Amazon or we go to it could be a pizza shop, but you have to put in your credit card information. There you go, right? It's done. You go ahead and, hit pay now for that particular amount of Ethereum that you wanted to get. And that's how you fund your Ethereum wallet. That'll go directly to your MetaMask wallet within, I think, maybe 10 to 20 minutes, something like that.
All right, sir. Oh, okay. Thank you so much. I think I do understand.
Sorry, your line cut out. But anyways, though, so yeah, that's a real simple way that for a lot of people who are, who have that same question. So I'm glad you brought that up because I did want to mention that as well. But yeah, that is the on-ramp. One of the easiest on-ramps is to be able to use your Visa or MasterCard without having to go through your bank. There are a lot of exchanges where you can purchase from an exchange like Coinbase. Coinbase is kind of like the McDonald's of cryptocurrency. But a lot of countries don't, or rather Coinbase is not available in a lot of countries. But however, look at that list that I think John has, put in the chat, and or, be sure that you go to the Forsage official so that you can get questions asked there also.
2 more questions you want to take?
Understood.
Yeah, sure. Are they written or do we want to mic them?
One is written. Written is from Miza, and he's asking, what is the purpose of the smart contract in the back office?
What is the purpose of the smart contract?
In the back office.
Well, I don't exactly understand how that question is supposed to be, you know,
I think it's not related to the back office at all. I just tried to reply to her. The smart contract is the list of code which governs the function of Forsage and the programs it runs in handling this project. Hope that answers the question.
Yeah, simply put, yeah, it's the code that is already set in place, as John said, that, you know, it determines what happens next, right? And again, it's automated. Everything, you know, as explained in that video that I showed, because many people maybe came onto the call after I showed the smart contract video. But again, it just, you have an immutable, meaning that it can't be changed by the developers, right? So they can't come in after the fact and go, oh, we're going to put in an Ethereum wallet, or we're going to change the cycle so that they do this now instead of doing that. No, it's set in place and has been, as I just, you know, thanked Lotto for doing. You know, they've had thousands of hours collectively put into being sure that the code and the functions that happen flawlessly and automated. So, but yeah, that's what the smart contract is. It's not in the back office per se. The entire system is the smart contract.
I want to mention something here. I get this question quite a lot on the tech support group. People who ask a question where can they get a refund for Forsage, or can they change the wallet address on Forsage? Now, because it's a smart contract, it cannot be reversed. Once you create a Forsage ID, it's permanent. Even if you don't want to use it anymore, it will always be there. If there are any profits coming in, it will pay to that wallet which is attached to it. So it's a non-reversible thing. You can't change it. You can't sell it to someone else, and you can't throw it away.
Yeah, so not a bad problem that you have a wallet that's always collecting money, whether you want it to or whether you don't want it to. It's going to forever be in a position to accept a spillover payment, perhaps.
Because I had this person who said she had a level 3 and she wants to sell it away, and it's not going to happen.
No, you can just create another account in your MetaMask. So I can show for people right quick. If you wanted to simply create another account, hang on here. On MetaMask, you can do that. I have multiple MetaMask wallets. Now, it's not something I don't want to overwhelm people, you know, with like, hey, what's going on with all these accounts and all this, but you can create, hang on. As you can see here, if I clicked on this, I could easily create my 13th account. Now, I don't have 13 Forsage accounts, but I have just a variety, because I've created accounts to do this as an example, right? And once I hit create, it instantly creates it. I guess I could destroy or I could remove the wallet from my list. But once that wallet's created, it's actually always in existence. You can't destroy a cryptocurrency wallet. You can essentially remove it from your, I guess, your MetaMask account or whatever the case might be. But however, though, so yeah, if you wanted to create a second account for yourself, you could do that. And then, you know, perhaps you're creating an account for someone else in your family. So a lot of people want to do that, right? They want to open up a MetaMask wallet for their wife or for their you know, child or whatever the case is, that you could open up and create a second or third account for them. Most definitely. But as John said, you can't destroy, sell, or with respect to ending your or getting a refund or anything like that. There's no refunds. The money has already been sent to whatever partner that they've gone and partied with that money of yours.
Okay, I got another person with a question. Paul Williams, unmuting. Paul, go ahead.
Thank you, John. Thank you very much. Yeah, Tomic, thank you very much for addressing the question from David from South Africa about where can he get ETH. Now, funnily enough, just earlier today, I came across a very succinct answer to that, okay? We're very, very lucky in the UK that we've got Coinbase Pro, Wirex, and such platforms. I understand South Africa has a few wallets of their own, and they tend to mostly use a platform called Luno, L-U-N-O. But it's come to my attention that platform has very, very high fees. So today I learned from another guy involved in Forsage that he uses a crypto wallet, a very, very trustworthy crypto wallet called Valor, VALR. Somebody please type that in the type box. It's capital VALR. The fees are very, very, very reasonable. It's very quick, and you pay like 60 Rand, and you can extract your ETH, you can repurpose your ETH, exchange it into fiat currency, which is Rands in South Africa the same day. So I hope that's helpful. VALR, yeah.
Yeah, this is great. Yeah, this is why I love doing these Zoom calls, because we get this, real time, whether it's a suggestion or whatever it might be. Because
I'll have it added to the list. I'll have it added to the list and post on the group. I've already dropped the list of known exchanges in the chat box.
Yeah, thank you, Paul, for bringing that to the table.
One more guy, Mark Otto. Mark, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. A quick question here. Earlier today, you had talked about the upgrading, that if the people go through their cycler, I believe you said 2 times, and they don't upgrade to the next level. So obviously they've earned an income which would allow them to go to the next slot, and they've chosen for whatever reason not to. Then you said then they are penalized for not going to the next level. So I'm assuming they're not going to get another income on the existing slot that they paid for. Is that correct?
Right. It goes into a stasis mode, I guess you could say, where effectively it is going to then payments that would come into that wallet would then go in, or rather payments that would normally go to that particular income stream would then go to the appropriate upline.
Okay. And that being said, where did you find that verbiage where we can read up on things like that? Or did you just discover that by accident, or what?
That is in the PDF. I don't believe that is on the instructions tab, if I'm not mistaken. And that was something that, again, I haven't personally had that happen to me yet, but I am aware that does happen, and it is written in the PDF, but I don't believe that it is stated in the instructions. Let me let this come up here. Let's go to the reinvest, and yeah, it doesn't, or rather the upgrade. Yeah, it doesn't state that here in the upgrade, but maybe perhaps like Lado, you may want to add that point on the actual interface here. Yeah, but again, that is written in the PowerPoint presentation, one of the more recent ones. And yeah, definitely a caveat to be aware of.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I just think that people should be, I mean, I learn little nuances about the program pretty much every day. That's why I enjoy going on these calls. You just learn, you pick up a nugget here and there every time. So I just wanted to make sure that, so it's 2 times if you don't upgrade, then you don't receive that income anymore until you upgrade. Yeah. Okay.
Let me, hang on. A reinvest of the slots occurs automatically if the next slot is not open for you. Then actually, it does state it here. I apologize. That is actually written here. So again, I'll read through this. A reinvest of the slot occurs automatically if the next slot is not open for you. Then from the second round after reinvestment, all payments will be redirected to a higher partner. So it actually is written there. I apologize.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you.
All right. Is that all questions answered for all the good people who made it this far into the call? So again, like I said, I wanted to thank everyone for giving us your time and your attention. Again, thanks to Lotto and friends, the development team, and John, as usual, for hanging out there in the co-pilot seat, getting all these things out into the chat box for people so that they have that as a reference. And yeah, be sure to join us, just like Mark was saying, to try to get onto these calls and bring your downline to these calls, whether or not, because again, people who are on this call aren't necessarily in my team, but at the end of the day, keep in mind, people, that as this thing grows, and people are coming in through spillover, someone who's not even in your lineage, right? With the more informed that they are and the easier that they're able to bring people into the program, their next, position that recycles may end up coming to you, right? Based on the fact that we've educated everyone, they understand how the system works. And as this thing grows, again, it really is a benefit to the entire ecosystem, if you will, of this Forsage. So again, thank you guys over and over and over again. And yeah, as I said before, I'll continue to do these calls as long as Lotto will have me. And yeah, it's always a pleasure. It really is. So hey, but again, this will be uploaded onto my YouTube channel, and then we'll post it in the main Forsage official Telegram. So keep an eye out for that there, and you can do a rerun or a replay, or direct your team or prospects to the call. All right. So with that said, thank you guys very much. Good luck and happy forsaging. Happy forging. All right. Take care. Talk to you guys on the next one here soon.